also one great thing about
What's the name of
now
your idol?
is Yoko Morishita. She was the prima ballerina of Japan. Kasi ballet before, yun nga, it was considered a very Western art form, very European, American. Now, I think it's becoming more and more considered a universal art form that even Asians can excel in and succeed in. You have such great Chinese ballet dancers, you have such great Japanese ballet dancers, Koreans, you know, all the gold medalists now and Grand Prix winners in the international ballet competitions, they're all Korean. You know, so it's like something that that's more and more being accepted as an Asian art form as well.
Me too. I even dream to be a
I mean, again, I don't know. I enjoy it, so you know, a lot of people enjoy it.
I was really amazed how you perform, especially during those when you were starting and too young.
Yeah, I recently saw on YouTube somebody pasted somebody put on Facebook my appearance in Vilma in the 10th anniversary of Vilma. I was like, my God, I was doing those things on TV in the studio together with Vilma Santos. She doesn't change.
Actually, ano po,
Nung nakita kong Lisa Makuha before,
the same, parang hindi ka nagbago. What's your secret?
Dancing has also kept me young.
that's what I heard.
It's kept me fit, it's kept me young looking, and it's kept me strong and energetic and
Positive as well.
fit and slim.
Miss Lisa, no, I believe your advocacy na, you know, bringing ballet to the masa, and I think you're very successful for that. But right now po, what do you think of the perception of the masa in ballet?
Well, you know, I would like to think that we are succeeding slowly in exposing everyone to a good classical ballet performance. I mean, just the mere fact na sometimes we have 10 sold out performances here in Aliw Theater, and that's 2,700 times 10. So that's, you know, that's a lot of people that have come to watch a ballet show. So slowly, just continuing to expose, you really make them, it's just educating, exposing, inspiring, and enriching their lives with, you know, a good, you know, it's just as easily, you can just as easily turn off anybody, any audience with a bad ballet performance. Okay, so you just have to keep on exposing good ballet performances to anyone who will stop and watch. You know, you should see we have a stage in the middle of Star City where we perform. We have Star Theater also, free performances on the weekend of ballet, and then we have our season performances where you buy a ticket to the ballet and then you ride all you can in Star City after the show. Wow. So talagang we are trying to, I do my lecture demonstrations, you know, I show people, you know, what line is, what do you mean by line, you know, it's the shape that the body makes in space, you know, from this point to this point to this point, you know. What is a line, diba? A line is the distance between 2 points. So you imagine, my body has points, and then I'm making a line. If one elbow is bent, then you have a bad line. So you know, you just teach them how to appreciate even a nice fifth position, you know. If the wrists are dropped, then you have a bad fifth position. So you teach the audience to appreciate a good performance, and when they see a bad performance, they know that it's a bad performance. Maybe that's also harder for the artists then, because you have a more knowledgeable audience, then it's harder to actually present a good performance kasi tumataas yung standard, tumataas yung level. So, ayun, I just like to think that it's succeeding because we get more people watching ballet. We get more, before, before Russia, sometimes I would just put up my leg or put up my leg and people would be going, laughing or yung nababastusan. Now it's very different. Now there's respect. Now you have silence, you have appreciation. They know now when to clap. It's very encouraging actually. Na ganun na yung ano. And then of course, we try to give the audience what they want to watch. So meron kaming 3 kwento ni Lola Basha, meron kaming 3 pang kwento ni Lola Basha, meron kaming Alamat, Sisibol at Siguna, meron kaming Luz Vilinda Ballet Suite, meron kaming OPM Ballet Suite, Siyempre pag hindi lang puro Tchaikovsky, kailangan meron ding OPM, meron ding what they will appreciate. Oo. Kasi I believe in giving the audience what they also want to watch. Yes. And what they will find amusing and entertaining and what will make them, I always tell this to my dancers, give a performance today that will make the audience want to come back for more. What will make them ask when is the next performance of Ballet Manila and buy a ticket to that show because they've watched that performance.
I think what the Filipino audience wants is to see Lisa Makuha once again in full length.
We'll have to wait a long time.
When will that happen, Ma'am?
I dance short numbers na lang. I don't do the full length ballets anymore. Hindi ko na hindi na kaya. Maybe the spirit is willing but the flesh is weak. I will still be dancing as long as I feel that I'm able to dance. But I will be the first to say when enough is enough. So right now, I'm dancing until March 1, which is the end of our 19th season.
Your 2 children po, they're following your footsteps also?
My daughter is. Yeah, my daughter is a dancer. She's a company member in Ballet Manila. She was a finalist in 2 Asian Grand Prix already.
Wow!
She's done the lead role in 3 kwento ni Lola Basha and 3 pang kwento ni Lola Basha. In fact, she inherited my role. She's danced the role of Little Masha and the small adagio in Nutcracker already. Yeah, so she's following in my footsteps.
How old
but
is
she's rushing everything also. So she's like me. She wants to rush everything.
How old is she?
She's 16.
Wow. Does she when she already realized that she really wanted to be the next Lisa Makuha, did you really think that she was encouraged or influenced by you or something like that?
I was really scared when she first said that she wanted to become a professional ballet dancer and she wanted to be like me. Kasi, syempre, alam ko yung paghihirap, no? And as a mom, you just want to shield your child from the pain and then slowly I got into, nag-aaway kami, kasi nga, it's very hard to teach your own child.
Yeah.
It's really hard. Di ba, homework lang hirap na hirap ka na ano pa, ballet pa. So, it's hard, but she really wanted it. So, I didn't want to give so much pressure, but at the same time, if she really wanted it, then sabi ko, if you're willing to train and you're willing to go through all that pain and all that sacrifice, then let's do this. So, that's what we're doing now. I don't want to say that she is going to be the next prima ballerina of the Philippines because that we really do not know. She's very, very young. But she has a lot of talent. When I see her on stage, she dances with pure joy, and she's very inspired. She's very artistic.
How do you
You know, she can act. She's really pretty, and she has my flexibility. So naakyat niya yung paa niya,
Yeah.
and she has beautiful arabesques. She still has to work on her turns a little bit more. She has a very light jump. She has a very light quality, and she can jump really high. And sometimes to her detriment, because jumping is something that you can do only after many years of training. Kasi nga, jumping and landing
Can cause injury.
it just causes a lot of stress on the body, so you can get stress fractures, which she's had already. She's had stress fractures, she's had sprained ankles, she's even had an operation already on her ankle kasi she jumped and landed into a split and tore a muscle. So yeah, so because she's rushing it na. That's why
Baka po nahabol niyo yung 18 nasa Russia ka eh.
Yeah, well,
Tender age
I've
of
had
18.
my share of injuries as well when I was younger, and I did not know how to regulate myself. So you just basically learn all of this from experience. So I hope she's learned her lesson.
So hard.
Pero for a mother to see her child injured, di ba, parang,
How did you feel?
ano yun, parang, the first time she got injured, nagkaroon ka ba ng parang, you stop dancing na, parang nagkaroon ka ng
Well,
ganun thinking?
I'm of course Dr. Elizalde, so when it comes to injuries and how to deal with it. So when Missy got her first sprained ankle, you know, I did everything the correct way. I said rest for the 24 hours and put ice and compress it. And, you know, we saw the doctor, we had an X-ray, made sure it wasn't a fracture, you know, things like that. But you know, it's just the hardest thing to do when you're a dancer and injured is to rest. It's the hardest thing to do. And she just experienced the same thing. That it's just hard to rest. Kasi you're very, very healthy. You're in the peak of health. You're in the peak of fitness. One little fall and you have to stop. That's hard. That's really hard to do. It's heartbreaking. So I know the feeling, so it was hard for me as a mom.
At what age did she start dancing?
She started at 11. It was quite late.
Bilis.
Yeah.
In a ballet class, what usually are the difficulties that students are experiencing aside from balancing?
In a ballet class.
Yeah.
I think the most difficult thing to do is to jump and to turn.